So you want to get into the hobby of metal detecting? Well, congratulations on choosing what has to be one of the most exciting and rewarding hobbies around. However, as with most hobbies, you have lots of options as how you are going to start. So we're going to take you through those step by step.
Now, the first decision you need to make is what kind of detecting you want to do. Now, lots of people think that all detecting is exactly the same, but that could not be further from the truth. There are specialized kinds of detecting, and the decision you make about that is going to determine all the other decisions you make about what kind of detector you buy, what kind of things you want to find in particular, what kind of locations you look for, and all the accessories that you can also buy with your detector. So, here is a quick list of the kinds of detecting that you can do. Relic hunting. If you're interested in looking for relics from the different periods, medieval, Roman, Celtic, American Civil War, then you might consider relic hunting. Coin shooting. If you're interested in looking for coins from different periods in the local parks and old house sites, you might consider coin shooting. Water and beach detecting. If you like walking the beach looking for lost jewelry, for lost coins, lost hotel keys even, or if you like getting into the surf and searching just barely under the water, you might consider water or beach detecting. And gold prospecting. If you like the yellow stuff, you might want to consider gold prospecting. So now that you know what kinds of detecting you can do, it's important to choose the right kind of machine.
Right, so the first thing you've got to decide is what type of detector you're going to buy. Now, there's basically your normal detectors, like the Musketeer Advantage. Or if you're a bit more experienced, the E-Track. But then there are also what we call specialist machines, such as the underwater machine like the Excalibur 2. And if you're in a gold area or where there's likely to be hoards, you could go for a PI machine like the GPX 4500. So again, you've got to decide what type of detecting you want to do and then choose your detector, the best detector for that type of detecting.
Now, there's more to detecting than just owning a detector. You also need a good set of quality accessories. Example, here we have a pair of gloves. Now, these will keep your hands clean and stop you cutting yourself on sharp objects. Now, you will also need a battery pack. Spare batteries. Can you imagine you've gone all that way, drove all that way to go detecting, and then all of a sudden you switch your machine on, boom, nothing there. So remember, save you a lot of hassle, a spare battery pack. Also, a good quality pair of headphones. Now with these, they extend your battery life and also allow you to hear more signals and help you find more finds. So moving on again, a finds pouch. This will go around your waist or whatever you want, and here you can put in bits of rubbish and iron and things because you're going to take that home with you, and also your good finds as well. Moving on, you will need one of these. This is a digger to allow you to retrieve your find. Now you can take a digger, or you can take with you a spade, which you can buy from your local hardware shop. So there you go. There's the accessories, the basic accessories that you are going to need.
So now you've got your detector and all your accessories, you're probably going to ask yourself, where do I go out and use these? Now this question will be answered depending on what you're trying to find. If, for instance, you're trying to find 19th century coins, then you'll need to go to places where people gathered in the 19th century, like beaches and parks, to find them. However, if you're like me and you'd rather be finding relics like Civil War objects and Roman artifacts, then you'll need to find those types of sites. So decide what you want to find, gain permission, and then get out there and find them.
Another important point about detecting is always to ask for permission. You should never assume permission even if the site is considered public, like a public park or public recreational area. There still could be local laws that prohibit detecting, so you should always check that before you go. The old adage, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission, does not apply here, because when you're detecting, you're representing the hobby, so you want to make sure you always follow the law and respect people's private property. So always make sure you ask for permission. And now we come to one of the most important things about detecting, and it's called coil technique. You should make sure that your coil technique is as good as possible to increase the chances of finding what's in the ground. Now, a bad example of coil technique is this motion here. you see that I'm only touching the ground or coming close to the ground right in the middle of my swing, and I'm coming up on the ends. It's called UFOing, and it's a very bad thing to do. What you should do is swing parallel to the ground at all times. Your coil never comes up on the end swings at all. And I'm also detecting in a half circle, which means I cover a lot more ground than if I was doing this back and forth, walking straight ahead. I'm covering a lot more ground that way. So pay attention to your coil technique. Make sure you stay parallel to the ground, cover as much ground as possible, and you will increase your chances of finding more things.
Well, there's not many signals here. Oh, that's a nice low tone on the E-track using conduct sounds. So this isn't iron, it's definitely not iron. Okay, let's pinpoint it. Figure of 8 over the find. Alright, so it's just there. Now what I'm going to do is actually dig 2/3 around and make a flap and flap it out. It's quite stony ground. Okay, just see right on the edge there. I can see it. Just in the edge here. I don't know if you can see. There it is there. It's a small Roman brooch. Okay. There you go. That was a bit unexpected. So that's how you recover a find. Okay, now the only thing that we've got to now do is leave the site exactly as we found it. And because this is nicely hinged, just flip it over and then stamp down on that grass, and you couldn't even tell that we'd been here.
If you have any questions or you want to look for more information on detectors, detecting techniques, detecting clubs and a lot of other things, there are several websites you can visit. Minelab.com, the homepage of the detector manufacturer who made the detectors we've shown you here today. MineLabOwners.com, the world's premier metal detecting forum with nearly 8,000 active members from all over the world. You could also take a look at MLOTV.com. Here is a new site where you can upload videos and share them with the whole detecting community throughout the world. So log on, load up your pictures and your videos and share them with everybody else.